Okay, so a lot of women are saying that they want a king. That's what they're looking for. I want
Yep.
a king. I want a man who's emotionally available
Uh-huh.
and who's going to commit to me, who wants to marry me, the whole nine. That
Hmm.
is what I want. That's what they're saying they want.
Hmm.
But they're not either they're not finding it, or B, they are finding it, but something's off. I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts?
I think, and you know this better than me, I think there are women who are claiming they want a particular thing,
Mm,
but they really don't want that thing. So I think they're told that you should want a man who's present and who can hold space for them and all those things.
mhm,
So they're told that they believe they should have that.
mhm,
But when a man provides those things, they find they're not attracted to that.
mm.
And
Yeah.
so they're like, well, I don't want to fuck him the way I want to fuck this other guy.
Yeah.
And so they don't choose him.
Mm.
But I do think they come across those men.
Yeah.
I think they do find kings
Well, okay. Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah, we got to be careful here because I've had a long list of men over the last 15 years or so since that I've known you.
Hmm.
And these are men who are very emotionally available. They will and they have sat on the phone with me for hours, 3 hours, 4 hours every day for months, for years.
Hmm.
I could call them at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and they'll pick up their phone and sit on the phone with me
Hmm.
and listen to me gripe about you and complain about you for however long. And just they'll just do it. And so these men were very emotionally available, but I didn't want to sleep with any of them.
Well, because with the support choice and the king energy, it's more than just that. So first of all, like you said before, a king's not sitting on the phone with you 3 hours a day every day. Like a king won't do that.
Yeah.
In addition to that, a king is actually somebody you're physically attracted to. These are handsome men. These are men with good genes, good DNA stock. Like you want to see what your children look like with this man. You see what I'm saying? These are also men that, the king is masculine and he's dominant.
Mhm.
So he carries a certain edge about himself.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? He's not as like reckless and
Yeah.
aggressive as the dark masculine
Mhm.
or the warrior archetype, but he's
Mhm.
still like nobody to fuck around with.
Yeah.
And so the men you're talking about, these are just friends. A lot of them are like beta males. They're like that gay friend, that
Mhm.
gay male friend that you have and you can talk to or whatever
Yeah.
that you don't want to fuck and will never want to fuck.
Well, here's this thing, Rakim. A lot of these men, they think that they're doing right by the woman. They think that, okay, I'm giving you emotional support. I'm sitting on the phone with you. I'm listening to you complain. I'm listening to you cry. Like I'm giving you what you say you want. Why won't you have sex with me?
because they'll because being on the phone with you for 3 hours a day every day isn't isn't attractive. It's not a thing that makes a woman want to have sex with you. You are providing a service.
Mm.
You're giving her free time, free energy, free counseling, basically. You're basically sitting with her, you're babysitting her. You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mhm.
but you're it's more of like being a whipping boy type of energy.
Mhm.
She's just beating you on the head, and you're filling space that the wound choice or dark masculine isn't willing to fill, or the king's not willing to fill, but it's not attractive. That's why I said you gotta be careful. Like women will ask for certain things or say they want certain things, but they don't understand that when you actually get that thing, it's gonna kill the sexual polarity in the relationship. Like again, like they want the dark masculine to be at home, be domesticated, do this and that, not realizing that that's gonna cause you to not be attracted to them in the
Mhm.
same way.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and I've seen that with some of the women that I've worked with where they eventually succeeded at getting their dark masculine to be more of the type of man that will sit on the phone with them
Hmm.
every day and just talk.
Hmm.
I know women who've actually attained that,
Hmm.
and there's no sex happening
Yeah.
at all.
It kills the polarity. So like, this is this happens with women when they ask for certain things with men, but it also happens on the opposite side. Like men, they're with their dark feminine, like a woman they love to have sex with. The sex is amazing. They end up marrying her, and the polarity is not the same. They end up getting another dark feminist outside the marriage or something like that. Or the Madonna horror
Yeah.
complex thing kicks
Yeah.
in. They just don't stay on. It's a psychological thing that just don't see it the same. But the Madonna horror complex is not just a psychological thing, it's also the actual energy and polarity has changed between the two people.
Mm.
And therefore, you all, because you don't feel the same energy, you can't even treat her like the whore anymore.
Mm.
So it's
Mm.
not just a psychological thing, it's also
Yeah,
energetic.
that's so true. Because I was talking to a man that's experiencing that. He's married to his wife, and I think they've been together 2 years now in marriage. And he is cheating on her with other women.
Mhm.
And like he did say to me, like the sex is not what it used to be
Yeah.
when they were dating and she kind of knew he was a man whore and this and that. But like now that they're married, he's trying to show up like he's a king
Mhm.
to her. He's doing his best to be king-like,
Mhm.
and the sex has
Yeah.
diminished.
Because what society tells you you should be as a husband or a wife
Mm,
isn't fucking sexy.
mm, mm.
It isn't attractive. The stuff that's more attractive is like the edgy things, the risky type things. You know what I'm saying? The non-domesticated things, the wild things, like that's more sexually appealing.
Mm,
Again, it's not that there's no sex appeal at all with the husband-wife dynamic and domestication and stuff like that.
mm,
There's still like a lot of love and a lot of care and all those types of things. You see what I'm saying? Like, and still a desire to sleep with them and all that, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't activate that primal energy within you. And that's what a lot of women are seeking with the dark masculine.
mm.
They're seeking the primal thing. And the reason why is the primal thing is very healing. It's activated. It's like very orgasmic. It's like you can manifest and create. That's why the dark feminine is always going to seek that.
Mm.
She wants that primal energy so she can manifest her life. So, she's either going to keep a dark masculine, over here or have men in rotation, whatever, so she can continue to do that.
Yeah.
She's not necessarily going to be a domestic woman
Mm,
and lose the polarity.
mm.
If she does, then she's going to find a dark masculine outside the family
Yeah.
to fuck on the side.
Yeah.
But a true dark feminine woman needs that sexual activation. She desires it. She utilizes it to create her life. So my point is, and I want you to speak on this. I feel like women ask for things
Yeah.
or claim they want things,
Yeah.
not realizing that what you're asking for is not going to give you what you think it is.
Mm.
It's going to take away from some of the energy that you're seeking from these
Yeah.
men.
Yeah. Yeah, and so many men overdo it with the emotional availability, emotional presence. Like,
Yeah.
yes, it's important, it's definitely a wonderful thing, and you're emotionally available to me, even as a dark masculine man.
I think I'm partially like you want to
Part,
talk to me more than
well,
you
yeah, for
will.
sure, but when you do talk to me, I do feel supported.
Yeah.
And but like if you were just like to sit on the phone with me every day for 3 hours, 4 hours, and we're just I would lose my attraction to you.
Absolutely.
And you would lose your attraction to me. Like we'd be like friends.
Yeah. That's basically what friends do, right? They sit on
Yeah.
the phone and talk for
Oh.
hours to each other. That's a friend thing.
Hmm.
Or a family thing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
It's not like an attraction thing. It's not
Yeah.
like an in love thing.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of energy.
Yeah.
Um, and again, we're not saying don't pursue primary partnership and domestic, like that's all fine,
Mm,
but just understand what it is.
mm,
And so I don't think men or women really understand what they're getting into when they
mm.
get married and they start the domestication stuff.
Yeah. The thing is, women are still asking for emotional availability. Like it's like a buzzword,
Yeah,
emotionally available. I'm sick
absolutely.
of these men that are not emotionally available.
Yeah.
So like why is this like constantly being talked about? Like I want emotional availability. What the fuck? What is that?
Well, they do want their man to be able to understand them and have some conversations and hold some space for them.
Hmm.
Some of it is overstated, like you're
Hmm.
trying to turn this man into a fucking therapist or counselor. and that's not his role.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, some men, a lot of men actually need to learn to be more emotionally available and
mhm,
learn to listen, like active listening, learn up level, all these different types of things so they can actually hear what their woman is talking about and know what she's going through.
mhm.
So there is a degree of that that needs to
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
answered.
I think what it is that like emotionally available is it's a good thing. Women should receive that, experience that with their man, whether he's dark masculine or otherwise. But I think women get glutton and like instead of appreciating like, okay, he did sit on the phone with me for an hour and he helped me to he gave me space to vent, he helped me to process, my what I was going through. But like instead of just appreciating that hour, now
Mhm.
it's like, let's do this every day, and then it's like, uh,
Yeah, and then when you don't do it every day, you get offended, or you
mm,
say, "Well, something changed," or
mm,
you don't let me. You did it yesterday, but now you don't want to do it today. And then like a lot of times, it's like the women they either need sisterhood,
mm,
like you need to go vent to your sisters or vent
mm,
to your friends, or you need another man to
mm,
vent to, whether that's a friend or whatever, whatever. Um, a lot of the women, you all need psychological support. Like you actually need a counselor or a therapist. Your man cannot be that. He shouldn't be that. And so, yeah, they can be asking for it. Doesn't mean that what they're asking for is legit.
mm,
Yes, like I'm saying, there are cases where the man needs to be more and better when it comes to listening,
mm,
when it comes to holding space for her, when it comes to understanding her needs,
mm,
to be better at anticipating certain things. I agree with that.
mm.
When you get into a marriage scenario, especially, like you need to be more of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's limits to it,
Hmm.
So even when a man becomes that, he should only be doing so much of that. The
Hmm.
rest of it, she's got to find in her community or her tribe or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's because like the dark masculine man, like his big dick energy is so like activating, like just being on a call with him is such a turn on
Mm-hmm.
that like, it can very quickly turn into a drug addiction,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like, okay, that 1 hour call was amazing, but I want more and more and more, give me more, and now he's your drug, and now the relationship can only be toxic.
Right. And you can see how he's gonna move away from that.
Mhm.
Like eventually he's gonna be like, this is fucking too much. I'm out of here. Like, what is she even talking about, bro?
Mhm.
And you're gonna find another woman who is more balanced, at least in the beginning,
Mhm.
and who's not stalking you and not castigating you verbally. Like there's a lot of dark masculine men, they go through a lot of verbal abuse
Oh
from
my
these women.
God. Yeah.
Verbal abuse, emotional abuse. These women are blaming him for pretty much everything in terms of how they feel.
Mhm.
And he's gonna move on from that,
Mhm.
find somebody else to be with.
Yeah, like you actually have to do the work of the dark feminine. Like it's not just like he has to do all the work. He has to be emotionally available all the time. Like being dark feminine is work. And so if you have a program in you from childhood where you learn that, I could be in immense pain and suffering because my parent or whatever abused me, but like even though I'm crying, the parent doesn't give a fuck. And so now that's imprinted on you that I'm in pain and the person that's supposed to care does not give a fuck.
Hmm.
And so then you replay that with your dark masculine. Look, I'm in all this pain, I'm crying, and you don't even care. You don't even want to get on a call with me. You don't even care that I'm so sad. Like you don't care, you don't care, you don't care. But it's just a pattern replaying. It's not him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, so that's why the inner work has to be done. Because the dark masculine is going to trigger all these things. That's part of the point of you being with him.
Hmm.
Like the reason why you're attracted to this man is because you have a set of patterns and addictions and traumas that are asking to be worked out. So, in addition to the sex being great, in addition to you're attracted to him, in addition to all those things, yeah, these patterns are asking to be worked through. And so, if that's not a part of your routine, or focus when you have a relationship like that, then you're missing a big part of it, and it's gonna turn toxic, like you said
Yeah,
before.
if for most for yeah, I would say for most women that are in relationship with a dark masculine, it's what they call a trauma bond. But
Hmm.
it's not inherently a trauma bond.
Correct.
It's not inherently a trauma bond, but it can express itself like a trauma bond where you're just replaying the same traumas over and over and over.
Absolutely.
So the work is not, it's not that, oh, this is just an inherently toxic, fucked up relationship and you just have to leave his ass and find a man that doesn't trigger you the way he does. Like the dark feminine is like, okay, yeah, he's triggering the fuck out of me. Let's get to work.
Hmm.
You know, like let's utilize this. Like this is really great fuel
Hmm.
to expand my power. So let's do the shadow work.
Hmm.
Let's go into the pits of hell and like work this out.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just blaming him and shaming him and he's a dog and he's no good and he's a man whore and like whatever. You still want his penis.
Yeah.
You still want his penis. You could talk all the shit you want about how he's no good. You still want his penis. That's the bottom line. So talking shit about him is not going to make the situation any better. Trust me, I've tried.
Hmm.
I've done it. It doesn't work.
Hmm.
So at some point you have to decide like, okay, do I actually want to have a healthy relationship with this man? And if the answer is yes, am I willing to actually do the dark feminine work so that I can actually have a healthy relationship with this man? And if the answer is yes, then you'll actually do the work. Like, okay, what's the pattern here? Okay, I have a pattern. I expect disappointment.
Hmm.
I expect that people don't give a fuck when I'm in pain.
Hmm.
You know, I expect to be abandoned.
Hmm.
I expect to be lied to. I expect to be cheated on. I expect these things. These are my expectations. So now I get to change that. I get to rewire that. I get to alchemize that, whatever word you want to use, transmutate, whatever. Like I get to change the expectation to satisfaction, to joy, to harmony, to peace, to commitment, you know, to whatever. I get to change that as a dark feminine woman.
Yeah.
That's the work.
Absolutely. And you've done a lot of that work, and you've helped women do a lot of that work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it is real work.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. And that's why a lot of women don't really have success ultimately with their dark masculine, because at the end of the day, they're either not willing to do that work or they don't go deep enough to actually have the effects that they're looking
Mm.
for. Because these relationships, like they're triggering like the main addictions and patterns that you have.
Absolutely.
Like this is not light stuff. It's not like go do an affirmation or go say some prayers or do a
Mm.
few meditations. It's
Mm.
not like that. Like you really have to actually challenge these
Mm.
things. And so
Mm.
that's, most people are not ready to do that, which is understandable.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's, so it's like, but that's why you're not getting the results you want,
Mhm.
because you think it's some kind of external thing. And like you said,
Okay.
a lot of the women in this case, they really do believe it's the man's fault. Like
Yeah.
he's the one that's triggering this. It's not me.
Yeah.
This is actually something that he's doing, and
Yeah.
therefore I'm feeling what I'm feeling.
Hmm.
As opposed to like, no, you have the pattern within you that attracted this particular man to you because it knew he was going to show up in a particular way to trigger the pattern so the pattern can live and be alive and express itself. Because everything is alive, everything wants to live, everything wants to be expressed. And so, you know, that's the cycle.
Mm. Yeah.
And you just kind of end up repeating it
Mm.
over and over again.
Mm.
Or what some people do is they just shut everything down.
Yeah.
I say, look, I'm just not going to date anybody. And that's fine too. If you
Celibacy.
want to do
Yeah.
that, you can do that.
Yeah.
But you are missing out on a major part of life.
Mm.
And it's not like you're fooling anybody to
Yeah.
think that you don't want true love or you don't want
Mm.
connection with your womb. So it's like, no, we know that you're doing that partly because you had a rough go at it.
Mm.
You had a hard time with that last relationship. You had a hard time with that dark masculine
Mm.
or with your wound choice or whatever. And it just wore you down, it wore you out. And so you're exiting the game.
Yeah, and I've seen so many women like that that have chosen celibacy
Hmm.
after being in a relationship with a dark masculine man that went sour.
Hmm.
And they try to say like this is the best thing ever. And in some ways they are thriving,
Absolutely.
but like they like what I've seen is that a lot of these women like they say that they don't hate men. They'll say decentering men doesn't mean that you hate men. We don't hate men. But then when you read the things that they write and you watch their videos and their reels and you listen carefully to what they're saying about men over and over again, it's clear to me that they're very angry at men.
Well, yeah, they're not really qualified to assess their own anger or their own psychological issues around men. So like they're saying, no, I don't hate men or I don't this and that. I'm open to it, you know what I'm saying? But no, when
Mhm.
you people looking from the outside looking in, like obviously
Yeah.
you have an issue. And the same thing with men saying that towards women, like obviously you all have an issue
Mm.
with women. Which again, these for the men, it's like, okay, you have these mother issues
Mm.
that you're projecting onto all women.
Mm.
Like these women, you obviously have father issues that you're
Mm.
projecting onto all men. Now we can see that because we don't have those same issues. So we're assessing them, but like obviously, the same way you look at somebody, like obviously you have, these financial conditionings or patterns.
Mhm.
You might not see it because like you've told yourself, I'm comfortable,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But no, like obviously you're not meeting your potential when it comes to who you can be, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think the trust issue in women is like the biggest thing. Like it's the first letter in TARA.
Mhm.
And like I'm seeing like when I see these celibate and decentering and like yes, put yourself first, absolutely center yourself. I agree. But like the things that they're saying, like here's how to avoid these toxic narcissistic men.
Mhm.
Like they're not addressing the root, which is
Well,
you have trust issues. You don't trust men. You fundamentally do not trust men.
correct.
So it's like we're ignoring the root and we're like, here's don't tell him this and make sure you don't tell him this because he might try to trick you and he might try to deceive you and make him wait 90 days and you don't trust men.
And the layer below that is you don't trust yourself.
Mm,
Like you don't believe in your power as a woman. You don't believe in your ability to discern. You don't believe in your ability to attract what you
mm,
want. You don't believe in your ability to create your life. So below the not trusting men
mm,
is a lack of ability and belief and trust in self. And it's the same thing on the men's side. Like these men don't trust women, like she's trying to use me
mm,
for my money and that, whatever, whatever.
yeah.
Well, you have a lack of belief in yourself
Mm,
as a man.
mm,
You don't trust that you can show up in a particular way
mm.
inside a relationship. You don't believe you can show up sexually in a particular kind of way. You don't trust your discernment.
Yeah. And I have a male friend that is going through something similar where he's the type of man that he holds space for a lot of women. Like he'll sit on the phone
Hmm.
for hours and he'll coach you and support you and show empathy and all of that. Like
Hmm.
amazing. He does a great job. And he frequently complains about the fact that women aren't offering to sleep with him.
Hmm.
And I could feel that he has resentment towards what he says he doesn't, but I could feel that he does
Yeah.
because he's saying the same thing. Like, I'm giving all this, I'm emotionally available, I'm showing support, yada, yada, yada. I sat on the phone with you. Why can't you give me some pussy?
Mhm.
There's some resentment.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and even the strategy of doing that, sit on the phone as a way to get sexual favor. Like that in of itself is saying a lot. Like, why do you
Mm,
feel you need to do that in order to gain the approval or, you know what I'm saying?
mm,
The to gain connection with women. Like you're already speaking very loudly in terms of your lack of confidence as a man, your lack of belief in yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, because these men are doing that to get the
mm,
sexual access.
Oh.
That's really it's like the nice guy thing where it's like, no, they're doing this to gain this other thing, not because that's who they really are. They're doing it to gain sexual access. And
And
so
then when
that's
they don't, then they're
then they're
resentful.
resentful because like, man, I invested all this time and energy. Well, wait, I thought you were doing that because you wanted to do it. Oh, you had an ulterior motive.
Mm,
So now, and you didn't say what the ulterior motive was, you kept it secret, which again is like another beta male trait.
mm,
So now you're angry. And now you're not only angry at this woman that you were giving the time and energy to, now you're angry at all women.
mm.
And you're saying all this stuff online and you're, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the pattern.
And here's the
Strange.
thing too, like with a lot of these men, yeah, their strategy, I don't think it's effective because they're not getting the pussy. It would be more effective if they just offered money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said to you about the same male friend of mine, like if he was like, Leslie, like I'm willing to send you X amount, X, how many thousands of dollars a month,
Mhm.
I would be more sexually attracted to him. I would be more available for
Mhm.
intimacy
Mhm.
if he was showing up in that way. But he also has this thing about I'm not spending money on a woman. I'm not going to let a woman use me for money, blah, blah, blah. But he wants to have sex with me. He's been wanting to have sex with me for years.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you know what? The fastest way for him to actually achieve that is for him to send me some money.
Mhm.
And he won't do that.
And so that qualifies under the trust issue, right? So thinking that women are going to use them for his
Oh,
money.
yeah, yeah, because that's what his ex-wife did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, so men have that same thing. With the terror, they have the same thing women have. They have the trust issues.
Oh.
And that ends up pushing them further away from connection and further away from sexual access and those types of
Mm.
things.
And so in his mind, he's like, but I don't want transactional sex. You know, like I don't want you to just be turned on by me because I'm giving you money. Like he doesn't want to experience that,
Yeah.
but he wants to have sex with me. So
Well, sex is transactional.
people don't want to hear that.
When you look up the definition of commerce. What do you laugh at?
Because I know what you're gonna do.
You know what I'm gonna say? Look up the definition of commerce.
What's the definition? You showed it to me before.
I did.
You did. And it's hilarious. Did you find it?
Let me look up commerce definition. Let's go to Webster's.
What does it say?
What's number three say? Can you see it?
Okay, I'll have to put my glasses
No,
on.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'll read it.
Okay.
There's three definitions.
Okay.
I'm on Webster.
Yeah.
The first one is social intercourse, exchange of ideas, opinions, and sentiments.
Okay.
That makes
That's fine.
sense. Number two, the exchange or buying and selling of commodities on a large scale involving transportation from place to place.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Totally.
And the third one is sexual intercourse. Look up, go to Webster, go to Merriam-Webster.com, type in commerce and the definition thing, and see what they say. The third definition is sexual intercourse.
I'm not saying that you have to pay for sex, right?
But the point is, it's an
Okay.
exchange.
Okay, yes.
It is an
Yes,
exchange
it's an exchange.
of energy, of
Yeah,
something.
yes. And so,
Uh-huh.
so if this was um I don't really okay, if he was financially supporting me, I would be more sexually attracted to him. That's
Absolutely.
just the truth of it.
Yeah,
It may
absolutely.
sound fucked up, but that's just the truth of it.
But it's not fucked up.
It's not fucked up?
That's how it is with men too.
Okay.
Like women who are financially supportive
Hmm.
or emotionally supportive, or like they provide something that shows you're investing in me, you believe in me, you
Hmm.
see value in me.
Hmm.
That is more sexually appealing.
Yeah, even more so than being emotionally available. Emotionally available is that's nice, but it doesn't make me want to fuck you necessarily.
It depends on everybody have different
Yeah,
needs.
yeah,
So yours, you don't have a need for
yeah,
emotional availability, like
yeah, because
because you
that
got a
person
lot of
kind of
men you
does
were
it.
talking
Like
to.
that's yeah. I mean,
You don't
it's
have an
that's
issue
never
with
been
it?
a hard like finding a man to just sit on the phone and listen to me gripe. That's never been a hard thing for me.
Yeah,
That's easy.
yeah,
That's like nothing.
yeah,
Not that I don't value it, but
yeah, yeah. You have that in abundance. You
yeah,
have emotional
yeah,
support
yeah. So,
from the masculine.
if a man is like, look, like, I'm willing to financially support you, that is sexually appealing to me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's not the only kind of sexual appeal, but it is a form of sexual appeal.
Yeah, yeah,
But what some women do is they have this attitude of like the only thing that would be appealing is a man that's spending money on me,
correct.
and that's it.
Yeah,
And I don't share that viewpoint.
yeah. And I think and again, that's fine for the
Mhm,
women who were there.
mhm,
Um, we don't believe that,
mhm,
like we feel that you actually do look for other things and
mhm,
you are going to want some other things besides just the financial stuff.
mhm.
Um, but hey, go for it.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I just want to say a little bit about the king
Okay.
archetype, because like women are saying they want a king, but I don't know. I mean,
Well, when you hear women say that, what do you think they're asking for?
they're saying he's emotionally available, he's willing to commit to marriage
So they want a man who's emotionally available, which basically means listening to her, to
and
vent
commit to me
and commit
and
and
only
actually get
me,
married. Yeah, and be monogamous.
monogamous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and you would agree that there are a lot of men who are willing to do that for
I
women,
think
but
so.
those women don't want those men.
Sometimes, yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
So why do you feel the women are rejecting those men who are willing to do that?
Mhm. Because they also want to have good sex, They
Okay, so
also want
that
to be attracted to the man.
okay. So there's more than just those emotionally available and
Mhm.
commit. It's also he's gotta fuck them well.
Mhm.
They have to have a certain level of physical attraction to him.
Mhm.
And he has
Yeah.
to these women also say they want him to pay for everything.
Ideally, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Are they saying he has to make a certain amount? Or
At least six figures minimum.
are they saying he's gotta be 6 feet too?
They're not saying that,
Okay.
at least not outwardly,
Okay.
but that would be helpful.
I think my point is even with those few things, like that's a lot. So you're looking for somebody 6 foot tall who's going to
For
ideally pay
everything.
for everything,
Hmm.
who fucks you well
Hmm.
and is emotionally
Yes.
available and wants to marry you.
Yes. And be monogamous.
Yeah, and be monogamous. Now, to
Hmm.
me, that man that
Hmm.
you're describing,
Hmm.
he has the pick of the litter. He can be with pretty
Hmm.
much almost any woman. Six
Yeah.
foot tall, he's got
Hmm.
himself together financially. He understands how to listen to women and hold space for women and can connect with women in the feminine. Is willing to commit, is monogamous or willing to be monogamous. Like to me, that man is, he's damn near a superhero in this day and age, right?
Hmm.
And so I think that's probably the issue that the women are having is they're trying to manifest him without any spiritual power. I don't think
Hmm.
having that man is an issue,
Hmm.
but you're trying to do it and you don't really have any spiritual power. You don't have any way to actually magnetize that into your life.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
not willing to do the work to magnetize somebody like that.
Mhm.
So that goes back to what you were saying earlier about the inner work. Like women are not willing to do the inner work to actually attain that. I think those men are out there in abundance
Hmm.
from a metaphysical standpoint.
Hmm.
Like you can attract that without a doubt. But if you're not willing to do any work around it, then you're not going to be able to attract it.
Hmm. Yeah, so like just for example, like Tony Robbins, for example, like
Hmm.
to a lot of people, he's a king,
Hmm.
but like not every woman can get with a Tony Robbins,
Correct.
you know.
I mean, yeah, they could if they
Well,
did the work,
yeah, yeah, okay,
you
yeah,
know, technically.
yeah, but I don't know that most women would be willing to do the work to
Correct.
be with a Tony Robbins.
So then the exchange will be instead of them doing the work and manifesting that, they're going to just complain about what they don't have and trash men
Yes.
and be angry towards men,
Yes.
and create this environment, at
Yes.
least online anyway, where it's like just toxic.
These men are no good.
Thank you, Leslie. Good podcast.
Okay.